Wait, the person drinking... Elon? Oh, looks like she's having some kind of tea party with friends. Aren't we gonna...
Well, Officer Edler, after all that work, I think we've got them this time. Might take a few days to wrap up things in the field. In the meantime...
Much appreciated, Miss Yelan. This case really took... 13 strongholds. One thieving wheeze. I'm just glad we finally took down these crooks. Anyway, I'm gonna drop in on that.
Don't forget to take some tea and dim sum back to your friends at the
Oh, looks like Yelan's friend left. Paimon...
Ah, another pleasant surprise. Excuse me, a pot of your finest Yunlai white tea, if you would. And 2 more places. Now, judging by that expression...
Ah! Spies? What spies? There were spies?
Oh, more than that, I'm sure. I bet they already sent someone to tail Officer Edler.
Oh, so you're tracking down some They've got some nerve, spy.
Well, those tend to be the kinds of cases that cross my desk. If I could leave it to someone else, I would. I could have been on vacation right now. Mora laundering. To the tune of 10 figures in...
Laundry? What does that have to do with Mora? And who are these figures? There are 10 of them?
In layman's terms, a certain merchant in Fontaine possesses a large amount of Mora, so you cover your tracks, create a front to avoid detection, and what do you know? And this merchant's front of choice? Fine art and antique auctioneering. He buys goods from all over Tevat, brings them back to Fontaine, and rebrand. Then, when the items go to auction, he buys them up at their inflated price with his own illicit funds. And through this exchange, the proceeds This process allows him to legitimize his illicit wealth. He even launders Mora for other criminals as well. A business which earned him the title. That's to be expected, I suppose. In Chenyu Vale, you can get your hands on exquisite antiques without breaking the bank. T-set Liyue goods being used in illicit underground schemes poses a real threat to our... So, instead of getting to enjoy my long-awaited vacation in...
Okay, Paimon thinks she gets it now. It's like moving, but if you know what this merchant is up to, you go to the auction, wait for him to appear, then nab him right as he goes to purchase it.
Not a bad plan, Paimon. If you were the mastermind behind this whole...
Oh, yeah. You wouldn't want to be seen doing the dirty work. You'd send someone else instead. Like, no wait! Even if Paimon turned bad, the Traveler would never... Paimon would need... even if you track down the goods, if this dark finance...
It's not just a matter of who's at the auction. You also have to source the goods, transport them back to Fontaine, get them to the auction house. None of which are tasks heaped. Tracking down the goods is already complicated enough. They change hands, so the most logical course of action is to play the long game. You start small. You find someone you can follow behind all the smoke screens, who'll lead you straight back to the dark financier himself.
Wait, so you were just pretending?
Right you are. Working with the Millilith and Officer Edler, we managed to launch attacks on all of the dark financier's strongholds, which allowed us to... Those spies just now were his most important agents. The first is Corday, a senior member of the Fontaine Antique Association, in charge of auctioning off. They're under pressure to salvage the situation, so we let them slip through the cracks on purpose. The goal is to make them think that, by some stroke of luck, they think keeping tabs on Officer Edler will allow them to operate under her radar, and get whatever remains of their goods out of Liyue. But little do they know, while their attention's fixed on her, I'll be secretly gathering... So, interested in coming along for... I'm curious how you take to this line of work. Could be some potential there.
Yeah, we kind of stumbled into this whole thing, but now We're a part of. Let's do it! For Yelan, for the people of Chenyavale, and for.
I admire your selflessness, Trap. Let me be the one to look out for your self-interests then. Namely, your payment. Getting started is always the hardest part, but luck. The Dark Financier's crew is even more on guard than usual. So our best bet is and I think I know just the place to
When the weather is dark and gloomy, our emotions often respond in kind.
Let's go!
All right, let's start our investigation.
So, we can all agree this is just a normal stretch of wilderness, right? Paimon doesn't see any bad guys to nab around here.
Well, it didn't take long for you to understand our role here, Traveler. Thinking like a top agent, like I said, we need to start small. If we want to track down the man himself, and to do that, locating his hidden which brings us to why we're here. Pretty good vantage.
Huh, guess so. Paimon can see the port.
It's a lighthouse. The Millilith use it to monitor the situation at sea. In addition, the flashing of the light can also serve as an... Oh, let's hear it. Not too far off at all. The Millilith maintain an impeccable level of security. This location offers a perfect vantage point to observe their lighthouse signals. And so we should be able to find traces of the Dark Finance.
Oh, okay.
It's simple. Just take this forensic imaging device and investigate the surrounding area. Well, remember, an eye for deep. some good finds. Whatever door this key opens could be critical to the invest.
Huh. So there really is evidence. What if the Millilith...
These objects suggest the Dark Financier scouts were likely disguised. All they'd need to do is come up with a believable excuse, like needing a place to rest.
Ugh. Paimon can just see their smug faces getting away with something like that.
Not to mention, the traces on these objects are fresh, so we need to stay vigilant. We can't let them know we're still on their tail. I had a hunch this area was being used as a lookout. Any ideas? Spot on again, Traveler. Looks like you don't need any. Given a carrier pigeon's speed, the two locations should be close enough to deliver messages quickly. That ruling out areas within line of sight of the lighthouse, as well as places with a lot of...
That just...
That certainly sounds plausible. You have the cover of the mountains? Well, our next...
Nothing out of the ordinary here, either.
That's right. No de... The evidence could... All right. Well, well. Looks like you tracked it down and... Now, time to test out the key. This isn't their home turf. I'll take it from here. The last thing we want is to leave traces behind in there. Caution, you two keep a lookout.
You got it! This is a first for us, but the Traveler can do anything. Good point.
All right, that's done. I've noted the features of all the porcelain items, vases, and we need to keep a lookout for these features at the auction and pinpoint.
Wow! That was fast! You must do that.
Now, we wait. There are countless auctions in Fontaine. We can't. I'll continue to conduct surveillance in the area. Once his two lackeys move the goods, we can shift our focus to the upcoming auction. And then.
Got it! All we can do. Wait! And then follow.
This whole time, Officer Edler has been leading her two stalkers on a wild goose chase around Chaoying village. Once they decide it was all a waste of time, it's her turn to tail them. Not to mention our operation has already put them under extreme pressure. We've forced their hand. I doubt they'll last more than 2 days before making a move. So let's meet back up at Yilong Wharf in 2 days. Find me near the harbor.
Well, it's been. Ooh! Paimon's getting excited! Searching for evidence, tracking down a crime boss. It's like being a real detective!
Mind the wind.
Well done, you two. Right on time. The day after we infiltrated the storage facility. See that ship? It's the one Dodamani dispatched to transport the goods. It operates on.
Whoa! That's one huge boat! Paimon can see all the goods piled up on the pier. Seems like it's transporting quite a few passengers to limited.
Thinking 2 steps ahead? If Corday and Dodamani think the authorities are onto them, it's possible the goods there. But we need to be careful. Several members of the crew have confessed that as an escaped convict, Scamface is a master of staying hidden. Based on our earlier investigation, it's clear I'll circle the area to draw Scamface's attention. Remember to keep a low profile.
Yeah! And Paimon will do.
All set? All right.
Okay, so no fakes. But did you see the strange markings on some?
Good work. As for the auction, Officer Edler was able to gather some useful intel too. The markings you managed to capture were applied with a special kind of paint. I think we're looking at a treasure hoarder insignia. Each big shot in the organization has their own, almost like a personal signature. And based on the port manifest, it looks like the marked goods include
So nothing special then.
fertilizer, soap, and might be risky, but I'm gonna investigate on board and hitch a ride to.
Yeah, let's see this thing through.
Well, you've proved yourself so far, so I don't see a problem with that. Just know, so make sure you're prepared.
Excuse me, passengers. Due to limited space in the cargo hold, we've been forced to store some of the.
Ah, please, no need to apologize for your success in business. I just hope it rubs up.
It looks like all the goods marked with Scamface's insignia have Corday listed as the shipper. Dodamani is in the car.
Are they inspecting something?
Here, take this cipher. It should help you figure out This is the plan. While I distract Corday and Dodamani, you two investigate the goods marked with Scam. By all means.
Huh? Wait! You're just...
Oh, excuse me, gentlemen, but have we met? You're Mr. Corday, a famous antique collector in the Quartier Lyonnais, correct? I believe the three of us have...
Huh? Ah, the Dice Master of Yenshang Tea House.
Oh, so...
Yes, I had an absolutely delectable cup of tea there once. One can hardly leave Yenshang Tea House without hearing about...
Yes, that must be it. Well, looks like we ran into each other at the... Someplace I could find an exquisite tea set, perhaps. Like a fine art exhibition.
You?
Ah, does this gentleman have an...
Of course. It's a pleasure to meet you, Miss Yelon.
Yep. Elon is actually talking to them. All right. Then let's go somewhere out of their line of sight so we can start investigating those boxes. What's with this? And there's a strange note. But Paimon can't read. Yelon really thinks of everything, huh? But, you know how to use this thing, right? Well, what does it say? Blowing up the
buddy.
All right, that's all the bombs on the deck. What about
Already taken care of. Good work, you two. You stayed.
Yelan? Honestly, it's all thanks to you. It was your idea to board the Wait a sec. We're at Corday and Dodamani.
Recovering from the shock, I would imagine. Suddenly finding out that you're being targeted by a dangerous...
Indeed. To think such evil exists in this world. I can scarcely imagine what I did.
Well, no need to fear. I'll alert the Maison Guardian. Your cargo will also need to be handed over to the authorities for inspection, Mr. Corday, just to eliminate it. So, if I may, where are your goods heading?
To the Hotel de Boer.
Then rest assured, the Maison Gardiennage is full of diligent and...
Our...
You scared the life out of Paimon, Yelan.
It's not a question of if, Paimon. Now we can be sure the Dark Financier is getting desperate. He needs to get rid of anything that could be traced back to him. So, you blow up the ship. The last thing he wanted was for the goods to make it to the auction. But now we've ensured that he could choose not to send one of his agents to the auction, and let his goods go to an unsuspecting buyer instead. It would only be a matter of time before the buyer realized the valuation was off and reported it to... At best, the Dark Financier has to find a new kind of moral laundering scheme. At worst, Exactly. Our trail of evidence remains in...
Okay, so...
Don't worry. I'm sure the Traveler will explain it. We're in the home stretch, and taking advantage of this auction is crucial. Officer Edler already has an informant stationed at the scene. I'll meet you at the hotel.
Alright, time to meet back up with Yelan. Our destination? A very important auction at the Hotel de Boer. This is our chance to catch the culprit behind this whole scheme.
Huh?
Good evening, patrons. Allow me to...
Oh, Paimon's getting a little nervous. Wow! This place is packed! Is every rich person in Fontaine here or something? Oh, wait! The people we're after are hiding here too! It's time to get... What? It's not like we're rich like the rest of these people. We need a little something to blend in. Besides, if we're here as... Too bad. Paimon doesn't have another. But she'll help you make one once this is all over.
Well, you two seem raring to go. Good to see you're not nervous. But remember, the key to blending into an event like this is remaining calm and collected. Slow your breathing, tone the...
Elань? It is you, right? It must be you!
Well, I am the current owner of the Genshin Tea House after all, as well as an honored guest at this auction. So, I thought something with more of a Fontanian flair might be nice. A special out...
No, not at all!
All right. Well, let the vacation begin. We have an auction to crash. You two are expert investigators at this point. With us working together, I'd say our chances of success are stacked higher than the cake towers in the Hotel de Boer.
We sure make a great team, but now that we're at the auction, what's our act?
This time your mission is simple. Take this dossier and pay attention to the items being auctioned. When the Dark Financier's antiques are up, all you need to do is bid. We want to drive up the price.
Wait, so we get to actually take part in the auction?
Thoughtless bidding usually leads to a warning, or even disqualification. But the special account you two will be using during the bidding has no credit limit. So you can drive up the price as high as you want. The more chaos we create, the better. The Dark Financier knows we're on his tail, so I highly doubt he sent one of his trusted agents here. The buyer is likely someone... After the incident with the ship, several buyers registered for the auction at the last minute. They're all wearing special pins, signifying them as... And I'm sure he's terrified. Because if a different buyer develops an interest in one of their inflated goods and wins the bid, it's game over for... Not to mention the buyer has limited funds at his disposal. The Dark Financier likes to work in small sums at a time, so his scapegoat can't go too overboard with the bidding.
Okay, so complicated stuff aside, the point is, they have a plan, and our goal is to mess it up. If Paimon was in their shoes...
There's seating reserved for special guests on the second floor. I'll be up there during the bidding to keep an eye on things. And to see if anyone starts... One thing going wrong might not be enough to slip him up. But target him again and again, and trust me, he'll feel the heat. Once the auction is over, we'll find somewhere secluded to corner the buyer and have a nice little chat.
Yeah! We're on a winning streak!
He's acting strange, and there's something off with his attire. No mistake, that's our guy. His tea aficionado pin is a special color. Which means the two don't know each other well at all. That's something we can use to our advantage.
Wow, I can't believe I won the bid for this antique painted vase. Should be a wonderful addition to my home decor.
Did you see those tea sets from Chenyu Vale? People were bidding on them left and right. My goodness, those final numbers. Far too high for my pocketbook.
This was not how it was meant to go. Where did those two come from?
Whatever your employer is offering you, the Maison Gardiennage will double it.
You! I don't know what you're talking about.
Is that so? Well, you might be interested to know that this hitman over here is also on a need-to-know basis. If the person wearing the blue pin loses their bid, find somewhere secluded and eliminate them. All he can do is follow orders, I suppose.
Eliminate?
You lucked out, kid. Getting cornered by the law just saved your life.
No, this can't be happening. The boss said that even if I got sent to the Fortress of Meropide, all I had to do was keep my mouth shut and he would find a way to get me out. And he even paid me 3 million in advance. On that alone, I could get my wife the best medicine, help her hang on for a few more years. But then, one auction goes wrong. Just one. And what? He's afraid I'm gonna talk? So now I'm just collateral damage?
You're risking your life to do this guy's dirty work and pad his pockets with even more cash. Compared to what he's making, what you get in return are nothing but the scraps.
I've got at least 70 people just like you locked up in the Maison Gardiennage. Need them to tell you where this ends?
No need. I'm guessing you're offering me a way out. What do you need me to do, officer?
All you need to do is arrange a meeting with your boss and have a little chat.
My boss, he's extremely careful about that kind of thing. I've only met him 3 times, to pick up the advance, to go over the plan, and to get the funds for the auction. The best I can do is take you to the place I'm supposed to deliver the goods. There's a certain method I can use to get in contact with him in case of emergencies.
All right then. But first, we need to search your home for evidence related to the case.
Phew! Mission accomplished. You managed to get through to him so fast, Yelan. Paimon almost couldn't believe it.
Well, he was already nervous and uncertain. All it took was a sincere negotiation. Once I laid his interests out on the table, it didn't take much for him to realize he stands to gain more with us than his boss. Plus, we had some very convincing performances to help seal the deal. Especially you, officer. You make an excellent hitman.
Well, it's been a while since I've gotten to tap into a villain like that. Thought I could've pushed it a little more, honestly.
Are you kidding? Paimon felt like she was face to face with one of our bad guys of the week.
Well, what's next, Yelan? Want me to go after Corday or Dodamani?
The Sumeru authorities have Dodamani covered. They're just waiting on our signal, and they'll nab him once he makes it back to Beta Harbor. The Millilith are pursuing Scamface, so that just leaves Corday. Tail him, but be sure to keep your distance. We don't want him to tip anyone off.
You got it. I love it when a plan comes together like this.
All right then. We'll reconvene 12 hours from now, when our new double agent will lead us into the lion's den. It's time for the dark financier to face the music.
All right, this is where the boss told me to bring the... This area is full of apartments and warehouses for rent. The Maison Gardiennage came through not too long ago to keep trouble off the streets. Now, to arrange an emergency meeting, we need to activate a series of mechanisms to send him. But to tell you the truth, I have no idea how to activate them. The only hint boss gave was that the code... Maybe he was planning to give me more information after the auction.
Paimon was hoping it would be smooth sailing at this point. Well, after all the investigating it took us to get this far, figuring out what to do with these...
If all goes to plan, this should be the last... All right, then let's see... All right, the mechanisms have been activated. Now, all we have to do is wait for our target.
You know what? For some strange reason, Paimon...
My dear Monsieur Diderot, here to make excuses for your complete failure at the auction? Or to accidents happen, of course. What I care about...
So you do believe in consequences?
Oh? A trap, I presume. I've set no matter. Sometimes you take a chance on someone who turns out it's not easy to earn the dark financier Rovere Pelliccia's respect, but I must say, you three detectives, 6 months of planning and execution was all it took to take down a moral...
Why is the dark financier so... polite? Not the kind of crime...
Oh, do be serious. You thought you'd corner me, and then what?
If you want to do this the easy way, then yes.
For 2 months, I've watched you and Officer Edler dismantle my organization piece by as you cut off my limbs, gouged out my...
So you're planning on taking us down with you, is that it?
My livelihood is in tatters, Agent Yelan. Hundreds I had working under me, hundreds. And now, they're either locked up. My Mora laundering days are over. We both know that. And I'm usually one to quit while I'm ahead, but you see, there's only so much a man can lose before he starts. So, Agent Yelan, even if the only score I get to settle here today...
Ah! Clockwork Mecha! Paimon takes back what...
An old military model. Bet these go for big bucks on the black. You two have been a huge help, but this... Cause as it so happens, he isn't the only one who has a score to settle here. Here comes the catch. Gutsy. No. Gotcha. Game's up. Fun's over. Quietly now.
Unbelievable.
Any last words? Perhaps a bit too dramatic, isn't it? I'd rather not give a soapbox to a piece of scum like you. No. I think I'll say you can pretend to have seen the error of your ways, but it doesn't matter. Because you're going to rot in prison for the rest of your life. And every moment of every day you'll be cursing the greed that put you there. Every coin of dirty money that you've pocketed over the years is just an... And all you'll be able to do is curl up in the corner of your cell like a dying ant.
You're not a detective, no. You're some kind of demon.
If you knew what's good for you, you'd have walked away from this fight. Whew. After 6 months, take this guy back to the court of Fontaine to stand. With any luck, we'll get to send him... Oh, Miss Yelan, Traveler. As a personal thanks for all your help, you deserve half of the bonus I'm getting for this.
I appreciate the sentiment, Officer Edler. I was just doing my job. I can't, in good conscience, accept even a single Mora. I'll have to pass up any invitations for banquets or tea tastings as well. If you want to reward someone for going above and beyond during this operation, it should be the Traveler and Paimon.
Wow. Paimon's had her detective cap on for so long, analyzing all those clues, and maybe Paimon really does have what it takes to be a real detective.
Well, if you're interested in this line of work, we're heading to the Maison Gardiennage.
You really mean it? Oh, is that okay, Traveler? Paimon's gonna go with Officer Edler and learn some cool new detective... Alright!
Well, both our lives can get back to normal now, Traveler. After talking about it for so long, I finally have the chance to enjoy a... Mind humoring me for a bit, Traveler?
Let's go.
All set, bro! Turn that frown upside.
Still no dice?
Not at all. Lynette's ears drooped as soon as she heard that we'd have to be out and about for days on end. And Fremine...
What about you?
I've asked them already.
Nadia, Cloran, what's up?
Oh my. Well, if it isn't...
Huh? Yep, this is our chance.
Do you need
Oh, precisely.
Whoa, for real?
Absolutely. We've already exhausted...
Traveler, would you join us and play
Mara,
It's a new game script by the Tabletop Troupe. A local...
Ever heard of the Tabletop Troupe? They put out games that allow you to participate in a story and roleplay characters with...
That sounds super...
Clorand and I are both veteran members of the club. Recently, someone came... And when they asked, of course...
Generally speaking, scripts at that level of development...
Whoa, whoa, whoa! I know I was the one that handed you this...
Anyway, the script calls for a team of 4. Ah, yes. We're missing one final...
So, you're saying you'll help us out?
Paimon and the Traveler are kind of a...
That's not a problem. I'll adjust the pace based on the actual number of players, and ensure that...
Well, Traveler, what do you think? Wanna play? Paimon will follow your lead.
Well, that solves our problem.
Woohoo! I'll go the script manager. Didn't you?
The club introduced a completely new kind of gameplay for the script. In this iteration, the Game Master's version of the script is incomplete. The script manager provides... On top of that, in order to increase player immersion, the club has created some of the story's sets and scenes.
Wow, you're right.
And it's got a real healthy amount of suspense, right?
I look forward to experiencing it with you all.
Why don't you go meet up with the others first? They should all be waiting at Chioria Boutique.
Sounds good. Remember to always watch where...
You say that like, let me think.
I just hope you'll pick up some useful skills this time.
What a nice, fresh maritime flowers. Fragrant perfume from the shop on the corner. If only we were on a rooftop terrace somewhere. Enjoying a few glasses of... All right, then let's look for a place to stop. But first, I wanted to head to the Confrérie of Cabrières before it closes. I also heard about the intricate timepieces, clockwork furnishings, and fine jewelry you can get around here. There should be quite a few... Well, with the most cultured traveler in all of Tevat by my... I'm satisfied. This has been a nice trip abroad. A very nice trip indeed. I wish I could take my time, maybe extend my stay a few more days. No one likes to be rushed on vacation. It can't be helped. Duty calls. I still have to write up a formal report on the case and develop a more sophisticated cargo inspection system. Then I'm off to the location of my next assignment. Nodcry. No, nothing like that. Just meeting an intelligence partner to... I'll fill you in later. For now, why don't we take a picture together to commemorate this exciting trip to Fontaine? That's right. After this, I know I can trust you to have my back, Traveler. Or should I say, Agent. I say we put the forensic imaging device to use one last time. Perhaps we'll cross paths in Nodcry. If so, I hope that...